Ambassador Wambogo wa Kamau.
It's better now we go to the other level.
Yes.
And that is characters. And we learn, we get to know these characters. Who are the main characters?
Okay, as we said, a main character is a person who influences the story in a big way.
Yes.
And without whom the plot would not be complete.
Yes.
And through him or her, we are able to raise several issues, even thematic concerns come out through that character. The story is centered around Kaelo.
Yes.
And his daughter Resian.
Yes.
His other daughter Taiyo and Oloisudori. Yes. So to me, those are very major characters that you cannot ignore. And with Kaelo, what comes out mainly is his weak nature in terms of the way he's manipulated by Oloisudori to an extent that he has to give out his daughters to him. I find that very weak and indecisive. As a man, especially a Maasai man, I think he needed to stand his ground and say, whatever comes may, his children are not going to be put to danger. Exactly.
And also, I think he knew something to do with FGM.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he did not advocate for FGM, but he was not firm.
Yes, he was not firm enough. Yeah.
These two girls would have been circumcised long time ago.
That is true.
At the age of 14, 13.
That is true.
But now at the age of around 20, it means, and even when they were going there, they were not circumcised.
Yes.
It means that maybe he knew what he was doing, but he was not firm.
He was a weak man.
He was a weak man.
Very good.
And I think torn apart between culture and civilization.
That is true. He brought up his daughters in Nakuru.
In civilized
in
way.
A civilized way.
Yes.
And then when they moved to Nasila, he wants to, inculcate in them the practices that other people in Nasila have been
to identify.
Yes, to identify with these people, exactly. Yes. To live according to the expectations of the culture.
That's exactly what politicians do.
It is true.
Some politicians are Christians.
Yes.
Those who have come
in the day.
Christians in the day.
But
at the night, they are not, because
you are right.
They're the ones who engineer wars and all that.
Yes.
And as a student, you need to be firm. You know what you stand for.
Yes.
And it is also better for you to be hated for what you are than to be loved for what you are not.
For what you are not, excellent.
So he was not firm. That was not firm. With you, 101%.
We also see him as a discriminative parent.
Yes.
Because there is no way you can love one child and hate the other. They are both
came out very well.
Your children.
Told us
yes.
He had a soft
spot for Taiyo.
But the other one, even when she was maybe she was going for the maternity, he expected a boy.
Sure.
So when she learned it was a girl, maybe even she left the mother in the maternity.
He would have probably left her in the maternity ward, which was not very good. Actually, the way he relates with Resian, you would think Resian is a house help, or he's not his daughter. At one point, he meets her carrying some utensils, and she drops a glass. Because she's always very tense around the father. She has never felt comfortable around him because of the way he treats her. And he openly discriminates against her. He treats Taiyo better than Resian.
Yes.
Which is not very good.
Yes.
However, I would say he's also a hard-working man, because no single person is all bad or all good. He's also a very hard-working man, because we are told he has worked for many years at Agribix Limited. And from the money he gets from Oloisudori, we don't see him wasting that money through drink or getting other wives. He is able to establish a business in Nasila town, which is doing well, despite the fact that it is tied to all those complicated issues with Oloisudori. He also puts up a house in Nasila, a beautiful mansion that the girls are proud of. Actually, we are told that the house is built in the same image and likeness of the one they used to live in Nakuru. So I think he's a hardworking gentleman.
He's a visionary man.
To give him credit where it's due, he's also a visionary. Exactly.
But the problem, the problem with his character,
yes,
as we said, he's not firm, and also he also was not very civilized to know.
Yes.
Have gone to the bank.
This was a farm he could have used. He could have used the title deed, for instance, to go to a bank and obtain some loan. And from that loan, he could start his business and repay the money. But you can't go to an individual of unscrupulous character and borrow from him. So
in most cases, they say, show me your friends and I tell you who you are.
Excellent.
And I think that's why he also accepted to give away the daughter, because he was having a relationship with a bad man.
And he was caught up in a catch-22 situation.
I tell students, hang around with 5 wise men, within a short time, you become a wise person.
Yes.
If you hang around with 5 genius, within a short time, you become a genius. If you hang around with 5 idiots,
5 fools, you become an idiot. It is true. Within a short time.
The people you associate with may either raise you
or bring you down. Sure.
Or even neutralize you.
If you associate with just ordinary fellows, you become ordinary. You hang around with the egos, you fly with them up there.
And that is the problem he had.
He was torn between holding on to the tradition where the man has to follow the Ma culture, his girls have to be circumcised and married off, and the modernity where his girls have gone to school and they want to pursue university education, and his business has to continue. So he's in a bit of a dilemma, and that is exactly where most people are at this point in time. That you are truthful to your family and clan, but you also want progress for your family. Resian is also a very major character. And is a character many girls would identify with because of the stand she has, the firm stand she has against being mistreated and underrated. Despite the fact that her father hates her, she's also very strong-willed. And she's resilient. She's a visionary. She wants to go to Egerton University. By all means. And she goes to Egerton University. That means, our viewer, that whatever you set your mind on, you can achieve it. There will be setbacks, but you cannot just stop there. It is not about how many times you fall, but it's about how many times you rise whenever you fall. So she's a very strong-willed girl. I admire her character a lot. Anybody would wish to have a daughter like that.
I have a quote for her. You don't drown by falling into water, but you drown by remaining there.
Very good.
You remember when she was taken by Nkoitoi to that
Nkoitoi
place in Quito.
And
she was very bold. In
fact,
we can also say she was courageous.
She was courageous. That's another character trait.
Because she did what we call self-defense by biting his thumb.
Exactly.
And you see thumb. I think we can say she was courageous.
Very courageous.
Not very many girls who do that.
No.
They are under mercy of.
It is true.
But she fought.
She fought very hard for. Then she's very loyal to her sister. Very friendly to her sister. Actually, when Joseph Parmuat starts showing interest in Taiyo, she feels a little jealous about the attention that is now shifting to Joseph Parmuat. She's very loyal to her sister. Very friendly. So she's a good sister. Anybody would wish for a sister like that. And also, she's very critical in her thinking. She's not a person who just accepts everything. When Olarinkoi comes to their home, she's the first one to question his cheek, the cheek of it. The fact that a man can just come and sit in the living room and expect to be served. He has not done anything in the home. He's just coming and expecting that because there are girls in the home, they will bring him food. He does not care where the food came from and who cooked it. It is Resian who begins questioning that. It is Resian who is questioning that culture that brings down the girl child. that shows that the girl child must be subservient to the, in fact, when Olesimiren's first wife comes to their home and hears Resian arguing with her mother about that, she says that Resian has got an evil spirit. and that evil spirit is referred to as Olkwenyi in Kimasai. And she says the only way to beat that spirit is to have her circumcised. Yeah, so she advises Mama Milanoi to circumcise this girl because of her strong will and her critical nature. She's a critical thinker.
In fact, I would say she's a leader.
She is a leader. In a beautiful and very pioneering manner. She's a leader in many ways because it is through her effort that even Taiyo is able to come to Minik's ranch. Yeah, because she goes to Minik and she's able to convince her and tell her about her story, and Minik sends people to go for Taiyo. So she's a very strong person, very strong leader.
And
among many
other leader, she's also visionary.
Yes.
She knew what she wanted. She knew what she wanted. Most young people get lost because they do not know what they want in life.
True.
But this girl knew what she wanted.
Even in her career, she knew she wanted to be a veterinary doctor, like Minik. And when she gets a scholarship to go to Egerton University, that is what she's been admitted to do. So she's a visionary leader. She's also, let's say, what can we say? The fact that she knows Oloisudori is wealthy and has built a home for her in Nakuru, but she doesn't care about that.
She's not moved by material
She's not moved by material things. She's a person who is self-respecting. She does not fall to such temptations that there is a house for her and she'll get all the money she wants and everything.
Can we say she's not a gold digger?
She's not a gold digger. She's self-respecting. Basically, she's a self-respecting girl. That's an important point
moral upright.
Exactly. However, I think it is always important to look at a character in both ways, both positive and negative, because there's no human being who is perfect. According to me, she's a bit naive and easily tricked.
Why do you say that?
Because, okay, there's no way she could not have trusted Nkoitoi at the river when he told her that he was going to take her to Minik. But when this pickup started meandering in the plains and going far into the bush, and she was taken to a manyatta instead of a ranch, which she knows that's where Minik lives, I think alarm bells should have started ringing. There should have been question marks. But she easily trusted this guy. And when he left her and in the hut and went and got drunk and came back.
I think it's because of desperation.
Oh yeah, whatever the case, but sometimes
desperate times, you take desperate measures.
I normally tell my students that sometimes ladies tend to trust too easily. You know, they follow their heart too quickly. They're supposed to follow
their heart, not their
So I don't know with Resian, at that point, I think some alarm bells should have started ringing and, should have known this is a man. I'm alone with a man in a house. He is a man.
It was better to move with him than
Oloisudori. I don't have a problem with the fact that she left Oloisudori, but I have a problem with the fact that she did not notice in good time that Nkoitoi was harboring some negative
and even
desire. It happens today. You get a friend, a good boy, a friendly boy you meet in church and all that. But now, when he starts taking you to his room and there is no one in that compound, I mean, you need to raise alarm. You need to come out and say, no, this can't be. If we are to talk, let's talk in the open. It should be, sure. So that sort of naivety to me is questionable. In Resian.
Okay. But, you see, sometimes when you are discussing about a character who has gone through so much, sometimes you tend to have a soft heart.
We are not being judgmental.
Yes.
We are not being judgmental.
Like she was perfect all through.
No, she wasn't. No one is.
But it is true. Nobody is perfect. It is imperfect.
True.
So let us talk about the other sister now.
Taiyo. Taiyo was the father's pet. She was treated nicely by the father. The child whom the parents always refer the others to. Why can't you always be like so and so. And
how
yeah.
was she responding when?
She was okay. She was always actually, she was a mediator between Resian and the father.
Yes.
When Resian realized that they had waited too long to go to Egerton University, she sent Taiyo to go and speak with the father, so that the father can allow them to join Egerton University. Only that Taiyo did not get an opportunity to discuss that with the father.
Yes.
So she was a mediator. She was also a romantic, a loving character, because she falls in love with Joseph Parmoat the first time she meets him. And she's also she's actually critical of the culture that denies them an opportunity to express their love just because they belong to the same sub-clan. She does not see any problem there. Though they are not actually related by blood. They are simply in the same sub-clan. But that relationship was improper, to say the least. So she doesn't seduce him per se, but she does not see the reason why they should not relate well. Yeah, she's also a very lively person, outgoing. Yes. Actually, when they moved to Nasila, she had just come from trying to convince the father to allow her to go for a music festival in Mombasa, but the father did not allow her, because he didn't believe that she was going to behave herself and all that. So she loved music, she was very outgoing. And when Joseph Parmoat came to teach them music, she took it up very well. But I agree with your view that she's naive, because when her mother came with the women from Esoit and told her that she's going to meet with Resian, she should have put some question marks. So she was taken there and circumcised forcefully, because she thought she was going to see Resian. Yeah. So all those are some of the aspects that we can talk about Taiyo.
Now talk about your friend Oloisudori.
I believe is the least among the people I would call my friends, per se, because my friends respect women.
Yes.
All my male friends respect women, and I do respect women too. So he's disrespectful, and he's immoral.
Yes.
The first time he meets Resian, he touches her inappropriately.
Yes.
An old man like me, trying to act like that. He does not respect women. He's a chauvinist. Mm-hmm. He's a chauvinist because he believes that all women should come to him because he has money.
Yes.
And he has wealth. So that's chauvinism. Yes.
That you may have money, but you will not buy love.
You don't buy love. Mm-hmm. Actually, his cars are burnt, or his expensive cars. Mm-hmm. They are burnt down at the Minik's ranch at the end of the story. He is also crafty and corrupt. We are told he has earned his wealth through corrupt means.
Yes.
And the way he's treating Kaelo, I believe that's the way he has treated so many other people.
Yes.
Before.
And by the way, by any chance, could he be a politician? Because in today's society, the people with such qualities, most of them are politicians.
We are not directly told that he is a politician, but I believe he has a lot of dealings with politicians.
He has a lot of influence.
Yeah, a lot of influence in that society. He's corrupt. He has obtained his wealth through corrupt means. So he's a character who is...
his character is questionable.
He's very, very questionable. And he's very insistent and persistent. He does not take no for an answer. When Resian rejects him, he believes he can convince her through gifts. Yes. Through material gifts. When Taiyo is taken away from the home and Resian goes away from the home, he still follows them to Minik's ranch. He does not take no for an answer, which is a good thing anyway, in most matters, especially in business. We want to also look at him in terms of what he does to these girls. That is very negative. Yeah. I don't know whether we can briefly talk about Jane Milanoi.
Yes.
Jane Milanoi is the mother to Taiyo and Resian, and she comes out as a very subservient woman. That is, she's simply that kind of person who agrees with what the husband says, unquestioningly. And one of the ways is through where Resian is almost getting married off. to Oloisudori. As a mother, I think she should have come out strongly and defended the children, but she did not manage to do that. Then she's loving. I would say she loves the children. When we see her interacting with them, she does not have a harsh word for them. She's able to consider them in most of the decisions that they make with their husband. She's also loving to the husband. The fact that the husband does not marry a second wife could probably be proof that he has a loving wife. In fact, Kaelo, we are told at the beginning that when he found Jane Milanoi, he found a gem. It's a metaphor used,
Yes.
a precious gem. Yes. Yeah, so she was a loving woman to the husband, and probably that's why he was able to stick with her and not consider getting married to a second or third wife. Yes.
But what contradicts the whole thing is that this lady, together with the husband, raised these girls very well, up to a certain point when they shift from
to Nasila
to
Nasila
in Narok. That's when now her true character is revealed there, whereby now she betrays, she does all those other manner of things which we would not call moral.
Yeah.
And I think I would not love that character.
You not credit her.
But on the other hand, as you said, there are goods, pros, and cons.
And cons. Yeah. No human being is all perfect, negative or she's all positive. Mother. Yes.
She's a good mother.
Sure.
She raised the girls well.
Yes.
But towards the end, all her gains were
they were watered down.
Were watered down.
Yes.
By
her actions against the children is
so,
true.
As you said, a person is known by what she says, what they say,
what they do,
and what they do,
and what is said about them. Yes.
So
the girls feel betrayed.
Yes.
The two girls, they feel betrayed by the mother at the end of the story. When
I'm imagining if these girls succeeded in life, would they still go back to their parents and?
Maybe they would. Maybe they would be forgiving. Maybe they would be but yes, surely there is no forgetting.
Unless they have very big hearts.
They will not forget what she has done to them. And I'm sure they become successful because obviously they both achieved their lifelong dream of joining university and going to study further education. Yeah. So one day they will become successful.
Yes.
But I know they will forgive the mother and the father, but they will not forget. It is not easy to forget that.
There is a saying that goes that there's this popular saying, choices have
consequences. True.
Yes, the choice of that family, Milanoi and the husband, has dented the family.
True.
It was a very bad ending.
It was. It was.
I don't like the way they ended. I like the way they started. Should we say they started with their hearts? Or the answer
Namwili. You are right.
Put it in English.
I ask Ben Gidai.
Yes. Yes, they started with their hearts.
Yeah, and then they ended with the flesh.
The flesh.
Sure. Let's talk about Minik and Nkoitoi.
Yes.
I believe our learner will be able to address the other characters in the course of their discussions and reading. Minik is also a very important character. She's referred to as the MAKERERE by the Ma people because she went to MAKERERE University. She's learned, yeah. On top of that, she has come back with a force. She has come back with the championing for the rights of the girls. She herself underwent female circumcision, but she decided that she was going to be the last one of her generation to undergo female circumcision. So she has made it her duty to educate and fight for the girl child.
I think we can call her a symbol of hope.
She is a symbol of hope. Look at the 500 girls that she has already rescued and she's keeping in her ranch. And through her efforts, she's able to get help from outside, from sponsors.
I think she's also selfless.
She is selfless.
Because
very good.
I would first take off building a very good mansion for myself.
Yes.
Getting a very good car.
Yes.
And
buying land.
Myself.
Yes, and I. Yeah, true.
But I think I'm
She's-
also challenged by her.
Sure.
She came back and thought about her people. And these are the leaders we want.
These are the
outside.
women leaders that we want, especially in Ma culture. These are the people we need. People who consider others first.
Yes.
They bring the need of the others to the
interest
front,
others.
of other
And
people
you
to
know
the front.
what? There's a Bible quote. I
Yeah.
have a Christian quote here. They say that when you make other people your business, God makes your business his business.
Sure.
And that's why people like Minik will always succeed in life.
Sure.
No weapon formed against them shall prosper.
Look at
Praise the
Resian.
Lord.
Amen.
Yes.
Look at Resian. When Resian goes to her ranch, she's given a job in that ranch, paid employment. She's also given a house, a self-contained house where she's living. Where is all this coming from? Minik has obtained a lot of partners and supporters who are able to give her money and resources, and through those resources she's able to reach out to girls who are in need, like Resian and Taiyo and the 500 girls that she has rescued. So, as you're saying, she has made the other people her business.
Yes.
And that has not meant that she has lost anything. She has actually become better off. She has never lacked money to be able to sponsor these children, to go to school, and to have a good life. So, as you are saying, I believe she can only be a blessing to that community. Maybe she's also resilient. We can talk of her resilience. Because despite being fought and called a wasp and all that, she does not give up.
She does not.
She continues to fight.
Yes. As Winston Churchill once said, a dog is never considered a great dog just because of barking.
Yes.
So many people talk about big things, but they do nothing. So a dog is considered a great dog by biting.
Biting.
And that is what
Minik does.
Minik does.
Excellent.
She takes action. Yes.
I could not have put it better.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.